Hi, hello, and happy new year. My name is Kitty Coy and of UBU Health and Wellness Coaching. Welcome to my goal setting webinar. Today I'm going to give you some helpful tips on how to set goals for 2020. So grab a piece of paper so you can take some notes, but don't worry about keeping up. I'll make this recording available on my website. So let's get to it. So the most important aspect about goal planning is time. You need to actually create time in your schedule to do goal planning. So set a time on your calendar right now to make your 2020 goals. I like to make my plan for the entire year in January, and then each month on the first day of the month, I make a monthly goal, which is like actionable steps or a breakdown of my yearly goal. But creating the time in your schedule to goal plan is important because that's the only way you can make sure it gets done. So it's extremely important that you write things down. There's something powerful about putting a pen to paper, and research has shown you're exponentially more likely to reach your goals if you write them down. So I would encourage you to set 3 goals for the year. One for your health, one for your profession or career, and one personal long-term goal. You can set more goals, but don't pick too many as it's easy to get overwhelmed. If you're feeling ambitious, I would recommend shortening the timeline for your goals and make them half of a year instead of adding more goals on. It's harder to achieve goals when you're working on too many at once. So the most important aspect of goal setting is that your goals are meaningful. This is what helps keep you motivated to work on them. So have a short brainstorming session to think about what you would love to accomplish in 2020 and write down everything you can think of. Then think about the why each of these goals are important to you or what's motivating you to reach these goals, and write that down too. Choose the goals that are the most meaningful to you, as this is the best ones to keep you motivated. Also, be sure that your goals aren't conflicting. If you set a career goal that you want to get a promotion, but have a personal goal you want to spend more time with your friends outside of work, those two goals could contradict each other. So just be thoughtful about that. And your goals need to be specific. Instead of saying, I want to improve my health, say something like, I want to exercise 3 times per week, or I want to lose 10 pounds. Make sure your goals are measurable. It's hard to tell if you're making progress on your goals if you don't have a way to track it. So think about how you will know if you have reached your goal. Break it down by asking yourself how much or how many questions you would need or that to do to reach this goal. If you've got a big goal and are having trouble about how to figure out how to make your goal measurable, then break it down into actionable steps. Think about the steps you'd need to take to make your goal happen and the things that could get in the way that could come up and prevent you from reaching those goals. For example, if you want to travel to Italy as one of your goals, here are some of the ideas of how you could break this down. You would need to get a passport, choose the cities you want to visit, decide when you're going, book your tickets, make a budget, and break it down into how much money you would need to save each week to afford this trip. In this example, the goal of going to Italy has actionable steps like getting a passport and measurable steps like how much money you would need to save each week to afford the trip. If you're really committed to making your goal happen, break it down into actionable steps as much as possible and make them, even if it's a lot of steps, make them really tiny steps because it feels great to accomplish them. And include, for that example, you would include ways like how you're going to save money or make more money. The more clear you get on the steps you need to take to make your goal, the more likely it is to happen. So making sure your goal will be a challenge for you, but it's still reasonable. If you set your goal unrealistically high, you're likely to feel overwhelmed and give up. So give some thought as to what you could realistically achieve if you worked really hard at it. But be mindful not to make your goal too easy, as this defeats the purpose of goal setting. Because goals are for reaching and for getting better and improving in things. So for example, I want to lose 50 pounds in a year might be an unrealistic goal because it's really hard to sustain losing a pound a week for an entire year. A more realistic goal might be, I want to lose 20 pounds in 6 months. This goal is more realistic because there's a shorter timeline, and therefore you're more likely to have the willpower and the motivation to keep it going. So set a timeline on your goals. Having a deadline keeps you from procrastinating, and it keeps you having forward momentum. When you break down your actionable steps, it's important to put a deadline on each step. So for the Italy example, you could say get a passport picture taken by January 31st and submit passport application by February 30th, etc. And create a reward for achieving your goals. Sometimes achieving the goal is its own reward, like in the Italy example. Going on that trip is a reward in and of itself. But if your goal was to lose 10 pounds by February 30th, you could make your reward buying yourself a nice article of clothing. Or if your goal was to work out 3 times a week for 3 months, then maybe your reward is that you buy yourself a Fitbit or a piece of home gym equipment. The best rewards will motivate you to achieve your goals and will also help you continue to reach for your goals. An example of a bad reward is something that undoes the progress you made or is counterproductive. For example, a bad reward would be to eat cake because you reached your goal weight, because it's counterproductive to the progress you've made. So another tip is to keep you motivated is to make it fun. Make a poster board or a piece of paper and hang it somewhere where you can see it all the time. Make it colorful, add stickers, draw pictures. You can even do some vision boarding on it. Do whatever it takes to keep you motivated towards reaching your goals. And so hopefully these tips gave you a good idea about how you can reach your goals and support your own success. If you're ready to learn more about healthy habits and achieve some serious improvements in your health in 2020, then join my 6 Weeks to Success program. We cover the basics of how to integrate nutrition, improved fitness, and mindfulness into your daily routine. This program was created for busy individuals, so it teaches you life hacks about how to really install these habits in your schedule without taking too much time out of your day. So I'll teach you the tips and tricks that it takes to squeeze extra minutes and seconds out of your day so that you can improve not only your health, but your quality of life. And as a result, you'll have better sleep, improved stress resilience, more energy, increased muscle tone, and cardiovascular fitness. To learn more, check out my website at ubuwellnesscoaching.com and click 6 Weeks to Success on the homepage. Thanks so much for joining me.